The Enlightenment Chasers. Royalties of Peace. We are stealing the storms back to peace that has no storm, while holding on to perfect peace. It is Monday, March 31st of 2025, and this is episode 34 of our Golden Age podcast. Today, focusing on the fear of democracy alteration by Maris Freeler Fang. A highlights. UK had Mother's Day, March 30th, 2025, yesterday Sunday, and today marks the end of the Women History Month. The ceasefire struggle between Russia and Ukraine. The tariffs. Implementations in the USA. USA economy. Back into the days of trade and barter. The struggle between His Excellency President Donald Trump and the people of the United States of America. The border security and immigration. The aim of the forefathers. And the amendments of the Constitution. According to today's news reflection, going through the news today, it came to my understanding that the battle between the present administration in the USA is still in progress concerning dismantling and reshaping the United States of America to reflect the expectation of the forefathers. At the end, it is all about the population and women, the focus. The focus is on the women. UK, the United Kingdom, had Mother's Day yesterday, Sunday, March 30th of 2025. Today is Monday. It could be a take flower to Mother's Day, in case yesterday was very busy, with many mothers to attend to, aware all women are our mothers, caring and nurturing the world. And according to a post of Princess Kate Middleton, in England, she celebrated Mother Nature this Mother's Day, testifying it is our sanctuary. We understand there is the Universal Mother's Day in May, but with celebrating Mother's Day yesterday by the United Kingdom brings us the memory of the Queen Mother Elizabeth, the ruler of the United Kingdom, a role model to all queens, mothers, women, and young girls, reflecting on modeling Mother Earth, which nurtures and protects, like traveling mercy unto us, sojourners. We are on a journey, a reminder of all the treasures and comforting we are receiving. The mother also reminds us we are not keeping the earth, but as sojourners, we are on a journey. Let us not make the good works of the earth become a hazard. Women History Month ends today. Must all women have come to an understanding of our purpose on earth, reflecting Mother Earth, while caring and nurturing the young. It is not about increasing birth rate. It is not about enabling another generation after the generation we are caring for. It is not a cycle of life, but a journey to the end of this present state of life. This is only a state of life and not the end of it. It is not all that we have, trying to make a cycle of returning. It is a journey. Must we remember the truth? We are sojourners. And it takes the women playing the vital role of seizing birth rate. The reason for ceasefire. The struggle with seizing the fire between Russia and Ukraine might seem like a problem to men, but rather the target, the main problem are the women multiplying and increasing a nation into many causes division, and the division always with conflicts. Russia and Ukraine are one, now divided, must enable us to come to our senses. It is a sad news if we really understand what it is to be on this journey to perfect peace. We are royalties. This is not home. Our home is in the enlightenment perfect. Our home is in the mind battlefield free. For some reason, we seem to ignore our true identity, holding on to the ruins. Wherever the depression may be, or shame or regrets, we have schools, we have hospitals to help us remediate of the mind and physically to the expected of our true being, identity perfect of enlightenment. Enlightenment chases. It is very important for us to understand while Russia and Ukraine struggle with the ceasefire, we acknowledge the alarm to our world. The increase of population is a crime. What is the point of bringing one in when we are seeking to return home? What's the point of bringing someone from the home in to the journey when we are on our way home? They are waiting for us at home. What is this confusion? It's time for us to really walk upon where our deficit is of the mind, where the true battle is of the mind and not against each other. Increased birth rate equals to increased fire on each other. Decreased birth rate equals to ceasefire. We must decrease birth rate by applying celibacy while luxuriously attending our end goal of enlightenment perfect and not in ruins. Realizing like we need peace. Also, the higher beings also need peace and not being dragged into our complicated state. What is a high school student to a kindergarten classroom? A kindergartner cannot enter a high school classroom to study. Neither can you decrease a high school student to attain a kindergarten. Enough of the backward and confusion. The reason for dementia and battlefields of the mind of complicated. It's time we come to our senses. We are sojourners. A one-way street must be honored. We are ascending and not descending. If there should be any disruption of the higher beings, there are remediation rooms they can attain and need not go backward. Though it seems like the men are those in the front line, the women should not forget they are the reason of men in existence. It's time to cease reproduction and fertility of the womb or uterus. It is the earth to reproduce and enable traveling mercies for us travelers, and not us travelers to become the fertile ground, but rather the earth stays the fertile ground, enabling us to exit with royalty and not shame. Coming to our senses should seek wellness and not complicated griefs. Brings us to the USA and the increasing of tariffs upon the other nations surrounding it. From the trade and barter to this, a struggle with increase of tariffs, disrupting the economy. Could be for a time, but there must be an understanding of why this is taking place. For the people who are so curious and confused of the depletion in the economy, a time to awaken to the truth, learning from a PBS report for the reason of the increase of tariffs in the USA, showing proof of Canada tariffs of 300% on USA butter and cheese, Indian 100% tariffs on USA agriculture products, 50% from European Union on dairy products from USA, 700% of tariffs from Japan on American rice. Makes it impossible for America to sell products to foreign nations. Should we war each other with our own? Traveling mercies? Economy is for the people. We are a world of one humanity. Having all of these reports only explains what our increase is doing to us, becoming enemies towards each other. Are we trying to make nations, or are we trying to reach the goal of enlightenment perfect? Is it about the physical world or the enrichedness of the invisible, our true existence? We all travel to silently. Sometimes we even forget we are on a journey. Even with the aging and wrinkling, it's not enough for us to come to our senses. We are on a journey, some hoping to return, are trying to maintain a settlement where they can return to. But we live a life of probability, no matter how intelligent we become. We have AI, the artificial intelligence is not enough to prevent us from fooling each other. For what we program is not the computer programming itself, but we. AI intelligence is our intelligence, mixed up from every culture. But what is it to us if we have to come in and still war? Money being a medium of communication It's our making, but yet we use it against ourselves. The same we will do even with the AI if we do not understand our true purpose, the reason our forefathers established the need for enlightenment. They need to come to our senses, our true identity of being. It's not to keep the earth. We are not trying to make the earth an extended stay. Trying to extend our years to 200 is impossible because there will always be those who stand for the right. Even if it's just one, the right will always prevail. How we struggle in the United States of America amazes me of how the truth is winning us, the people. Wisdom is greater than us. How the Constitution is putting us against each other, fighting the president instead of the Constitution. It's impossible to fight the Constitution. Now we end up fighting each other. We need to come to our senses of the true purpose of humanity. And fulfill the mission of our forefathers. That all of these goods, commodities, and luxury and fertile ground was for our own good, for traveling mercies, and not to use it against our own selves. AI is for our own good. Let the young be able to use AI healthily and not us trying to make it against them. They need to balance in production and trading. USA is beginning to realize with the application of AI, every nation will be so strong individually in both trading and reproduction. USA might have been so great of their currency, but with AI, things are shifting and USA must wake up. Increasing tariffs is to reduce the power of the other nations on USA trying to fulfill the mission of their ancestors. It's not about keeping the earth. It's about reaching the enlightenment perfect. It's not about who wears the crown better, but who reaches the enlightenment perfect of the mind concerning the crown. Like disorientated kings looking onto their crowns. We all own the crown. Even if one should take my crown away from me, it would take wisdom to overcome them. For the crown is limited to the mind wearing the crown. The true crown is the mind. The one who fights for a crown is the one still with the disability of the mind. We all need the crown to reach enlightenment perfect. Yet, it is about the mind than the crown. The crown may be the produce of the land to other nations, but to USA, the money. Unfortunately, USA not being able to produce and not being able to be rich like the other nations from where it comes from. USA being the secondary of all of these nations, find itself struggling with producing, being used like the medium of exchange, being used like the money machine, rather find self giving out the money and receiving the produce from outside. And USA trying to send out produce is finding it hard. Seem like other nations are trying to tell USA, all you have to do is have the money, make the money and buy the produce. The exchange is supposed to be inside out, but rather it is supposed to be equal. It is supposed to be both sides having both produce and money at the end. It seems like the other nations are not getting what the final step is to reach completeness, which USA is trying for them to comprehend what their ancestors were really up to. New World Order was not to maintain some luxury of producers and luxury of distinct money makers. It was a matter of both becoming equal in doing both, producing and exchange, producing and money making. Increased tariffs regulates by decreasing the dumping of products into USA and extorting money. Money is more flexible than products. USA finds itself being overused. Barter refers to direct exchange of goods and services without involving money, while trade involves money, the medium for exchange. Trade is what USA is more greater of, and barter is what the other nations are greater of for the right reason of USA being the city on the hill, the gold producer, like the rain to the ground that produces the food, and the flourishing of the food, the nourishing of the above, of work well done. But forgetting not that USA are also of humans. They are not just AI or robots. They are not aliens. There is need for a balance of both sides, of goods, services, and the medium of exchange, money, must be balanced on both sides. With the assistance of this VS.io, with an article titled Barter versus Trade enables us to understand what is going on with tariffs between the other nations versus USA. There is supposed to be limitation on tariffs on all foods, but why the increase of tariffs on the USA products of agriculture? Because of their increasing in population. They are not supposed to be having children. They're supposed to be the city on the hill. Why on butter and cheese? Because they're supposed to be the enlightenment of no longer hurting creatures. How they are taken to tell USA where USA is falling short of following the order of the forefathers of the Constitution enabling. This dream world is supposed to fulfill its purpose are the penalties being sent from other nations. And USA is always fighting back. Of you also should be able to not send in your corruptions into USA because you send in your own butter, cheese, and other stuff that are not supposed to be sent in. There is a complicated war going on behind all of this. It's very important to use the strategy of ethics to resolve the political side of our world. What is going on of a war is greater than what we are experiencing physically. It's a matter of making enlightenment perfect. You cannot be dumping in corruption where enlightenment must become perfect. It's like throwing water into the fire. If you need light from the fire to shine, you cannot throw water on your candlelight. They've warped with tariffs, ceasefire, all of it are only because of our increasing population. US is about to be 250 years, meaning it is supposed to have been able to impact the whole world. And not being able to impact the whole world is receiving alarms. And it must fight the alarms by expressing itself that I'm also human. I'm also working on myself. But at the same time, we all must still fulfill the purpose of ancestors. We must come to the right expectation, which is the battlefield of the mind and not physical battles. It's not about the physical world, but rather the within of enlightenment perfect reaching, of none left behind. It's amazing how everything really reveals the struggle between His Excellency President Trump and the people of the United States of America expresses the receiving of the alarms from outside and are trying to work on themselves. And the people also are humans. They are still working on that so-called enlightenment of the forefathers, still fulfilling. The people are trying to understand what is really expected of reaching this end goal. If it's about making the world looking beautiful and the mind also looking beautiful, the crown must be beautiful to reflect the mind that we seek, which is why we are building all the beautiful buildings. The modern buildings is to keep the expected crown, which the mind must reflect. We're not trying to come to the effective mind and having a ruined crown. We may ask, then why all the beautiful buildings if we are living the world? It is about making sure we have a balance of the physical and the within. We must bless the earth of effective retiring from the physical experience to prove that we are not angry. The earth wants to receive what it gives. It gives us joy, we must give it back joy. How we leave the earth will testify if we are satisfied with its traveling mercies while we complete our mission. A new kind of Mars will the earth be, with complicated, beautiful buildings to prove our excitement of finally completing our mission. Saturn has a ring around it. Pluto is called dwarf, of not yet being used, must not be used. But whichever we have used, we must be able to leave it with respect and honor. All the buildings and AI excitement going on is to glorify the earth, not for making a younger generation to come in. There is no future of a generation but this young generation with us, our present future, which we must be able to give them our best of knowledge, of reaching completion, of understanding what our world is going through. Now we are having the European Union. Also, America also is looking for the American Union, which is what His Excellency President Trump is trying to get the Greenland and Canada, the Panama Canal becoming American Canal, and also Mexico to also become part of the United States of America, will turn the United States of America to the United America. There is a journey of America that we must be able to embrace and understand so we stop these conflicts and, complications. We are so disrupted by making children, so busy with making children and caring for children when the children were so perfectly in the within. Making children is disrupting the enlightenment we are chasing. It's like throwing water on fire, on the light that we have, the candle light, bringing it down into our disrupted. The journey is like our disruption, which we must complete. The more we stay in the journey, we make it a complicated existence. It's time for us to really fulfill. Now, the border security needing to enable everyone of disability to stay in the right place and recover and not be confusing. If you are in elementary one, stay in elementary one. If you are in high school, stay in high school. When elementary one is entering high school, you never know which one is still in the elementary. And there's disruption. We cannot even fulfill our purpose, which is the reason why the United States is looking for its soil of place of recovery, while others being sent back and not like illegal of being rapists or murderers, like they say, but rather reaping our end goal of being the city on the hill. What is the point of trying to bite the finger that fits you is what is going on. The finger is trying to stay stable so that it can feed. So it takes keeping the baby in the right place. Those that are still disrupted of the mind of the around nation, sent back is to enable them to be of fitting and grow of healthily, and will be so glad that someone was able to take care of them. When the baby is going on about, we put the baby in their high seat to protect them from being hurt. Now, how we do it matters. Let anger not be in it. Do not receive them in the other side and keeping them in ruined places and making USA looking like terrible. Or keeping them hanging on the corner because USA is sending them back to where? Or where did they first of all come from? I'm guilty of making children in my ignorance. But coming to my senses, must I awaken my brothers and sisters? We should all be able to awaken each other, healing each other. Why this war still goes on? We must understand the war is a holy war of peace still in the storm. like nurses caring for patients to heal from their weaknesses, not trying to condemn a patient, not trying to condemn one with a crisis, but rather encourage them to heal from the crisis. Our war is not to condemn one with crisis, but heal them from their crisis. The healing is the war we have, enabling healing. It's amazing how, when we comprehend what is taking place among us, we are able to work healthily, be in the right mind. Being in the right mind, especially the United States of America, being in the right mind is very helpful for the world. Not forgetting that the other side of the world is the foundation on which the United States of America stands on. Let us work on our problems that we have, than rather making the tariffs looking like a problem. Let us sort out what is causing us, misusing our tools. We are supposed to be enjoying wealth and produce of the land. Exchange should be very easy. We are all rich, but depriving ourselves by making an increase of population, of birth rate. Let's care for the ones we have now and not contradict our purpose. Let's implement celibacy and luxury so the young can achieve the best of us. Peace stills the storm, back to peace that has no storm, holding on to perfect peace. We are healing each other, edifying our constitution, ensuring that we enable healthy constitution amendments so all can be saved and none left behind. The right knowledge keeps peace. No deficit of knowledge is our solution to solving all problems. And women rights be established accordingly, of none left behind. It takes completeness of knowledge. Thank you. Peace stills the storm, back to peace that has no storm, holding on to perfect peace.